Hi everyone. Pleasant theme, nice Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And it's time for a little bit of a rundown of the music that I was listening to this past month and sort of what stuck out to me, what I loved, what I thought was great this past month. Great albums, August. Let's go. This first album I want to recommend to you that you might have missed is the new Destroyer album, Poison Season. Destroyer, aka singer-songwriter Dan Behar, comes through with a wonderful piece of rock poetry on this record with some really lavish, wonderful instrumentation. Really no complaints about this album. Dan Behar comes through and proves he can still do what he does best, and it's a really good follow-up to his last full-length LP, Kaput, and a bit more of a revisit to, just a kind of his straight rock poetry days, again, with just some really big instrumentation, strings, horns, really wonderful pianos, and there's some really hard rockin' tunes on here as well, some very sedate, lullaby-ish stuff. It all sounds like Dan Behar's own personal musical. It's very well assembled, very poetic, and wonderful. Next, the new Ghost record, Meliora. Ghost is a fantastic metal band and rock band who came through the record here that I wish was actually their sophomore full-length record. I feel like they kind of floundered a little bit, had a little bit of a sophomore slump, but they came through with a large album this time around with some great instrumentation. Felt like a metal record, a progressive rock record, as well as like a bit of an acoustic rock record on one single track. It's a lot of things all rolled into one, and it's just so well orchestrated, so well assembled, and the songs are so catchy, and the instrumentation sounds vibrant, it sounds beautiful, it sounds illustrious. The lyrics are still kind of devilish on a lot of these tracks. I think it's actually pretty ironic how blasphemous Ghost is much of the time, but there's a lot of music here that sounds almost as if it's been recorded in a cathedral, or it's like cathedral-ish. It might even have a bit of a Christian rock vibe at times, especially on the song He Is. But again, I think that's Ghost kind of playing with the idea of religious music and metal and rock music in a really creative way on this record. And one song just kind of seamlessly flows into the next. It's a very well assembled album as far as the larger picture here. It's definitely going to be one of my favorite albums of this year, maybe my favorite rock record of the year. We'll see. But yeah, Ghost, Meliora, fantastic. Next, the new FKA Twigs EP, the Melissa EP. FKA Twigs continues on this EP to prove that she is one of the most interesting art pop artists out there right now, with creative instrumentals and a handful of great tunes. Just all-around good EP. Very abstract, very strange, but also beautiful too. Next, I want to sort of advocate for the new Cattle Decapitation record, a good death grind, a good gore grind album, the Anthropocene Extinction. This is not going to be for everybody. If you're into extreme metal, or if you just want to give an extreme metal album a try because you're morbidly curious, then give this thing a listen. The drumming may be a little rigid and kind of mechanical. There's a lot of triggers here. It's a very digital recording. It's a very heavily edited recording, but the compositions are very sound. The vocals are fantastic. This band touts one of the best vocalists in extreme metal right now. And despite each song being so extreme, I think each track kind of stands out with its own melodic personality, and the performances are really good. I mean, the whirlwinds of very quickly played guitars and drums on this thing really just get me whipped up, and then they sort of, let off into these more melodic passages that contrast really nicely with these very extreme moments. The record across from front to back can be a little samey, but I still thought it was a great record, definitely one of the more standout metal records of the year. The new Chelsea Wolfe album, Abyss, if you're looking for a moody, industrial, goth rock album with some kind of doom metal notes and a few acoustic cuts here and there, give this thing a listen. I mean, definitely go into this record expecting a sonic representation of an abyss. This is a heavy, oppressive record that will just swallow you whole if you allow it to. And I actually had a very nice interview with Chelsea Wolfe not too long ago as well, and it was really interesting sort of hearing about not only her I guess voluntary isolation when kind of creating this record, but sort of how her issues with sleep paralysis kind of influenced and inspired a lot of what you'll hear on this album if you give it a try. It's a very dark, dark record. And finally, the new Lianne La Havas album, Blood. Lianne La Havas, really great singer-songwriter and pop artist from the UK, comes through with a pretty mature record this time around for her sophomore release. I think as a result of her not doing a more kind of bubblegum pop-ish record, maybe this album didn't turn as many heads as her debut did, but I still think it's a pretty wonderful album. I actually like it a little bit more than her debut. There are some incredible instances of a very pretty jazz influenced pop music on here, some soul on here, and the instrumentation on this record is a little more grand, it's a little more ambitious, and it just makes for a wonderful album. A few instrumentals that feel like a bit of a throwback. It's a solid record. Lianne La Havas, I have faith that she'll continue to come through with some good pop music as long as people come through and listen to this album and support this record. I'm just hoping that maybe this album picks up a little bit more in terms of steam before the year ends out, and that this album ends up on a few year-end lists, because it is a good pop record. And those are essentially my favorite albums from this past month. I hope you give a try to any of them that you haven't heard already, and down in the comments let me know what your favorite albums from this past month have been. And that's it. You're the best. Anthony Fantano, great albums, August, forever.